How's Drew look to you in practice with more reps?
He's coming along nicely. He's kind of on the path we expected him to be on, and he's coming along good. And just working him in with everyone else, and just getting him to play football again because he hasn't had a lot of snaps in a long time.
What are reasonable expectations for him in his first start if he is the starter this weekend?
Yeah, I think the expectation. Every guy's different. It's hard to tell. I mean, honestly, I hate to put anything on it. A lot of it has to do with the guys around you, how they play. Sometimes it has to do with the defense you play. Bottom line is. We got to score some points. He's got to take care of the football, and he's got to learn to play the game and get a feel for it. And when he has his opportunity, I know he'll do a good job doing that.
If he does get the call this week, why are you confident that he's ready for that?
He's kind of what I've said throughout these press conferences. I just feel like the time off, he did a nice job of preparing himself mentally in every way he could, and that doesn't. There's no. You can't trade that out for the actual reps on the field, but he definitely grew as a person. He learned a lot from the guys in the room. They were very helpful, collaborative, and Joe taught him a lot. And I think he gained confidence from that. And, I like where he is mentally, just how he's progressed. And, he's done a nice job.
Do you do a kind of a Cliff Notes version of an offense when a guy comes in like that and younger? I mean, do you look to tweak things to his strengths, in other words?
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than a backup who hasn't played or whatever. Yeah, exactly. You in the end, you have to tailor things to what they do best, what they can handle. That's not too much. That's going to allow them to play free and fast, and what's around you and what you can do best with the guys around you that will help him do a good job. So featuring the right people and the right schemes and all that is a big part of fitting it in with the quarterback. So.
Vic said that there were discussions, obviously, with the coaching staff that a change could be on the horizon. How much of a vote do you think you get or input into the final decision as who the starters?
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I just know that everything we do in this building so far since I've been here has been a collaborative decision, and we've been able to all speak together and work together as one. And I think that we all feel comfortable with every decision we've made so far.
When you watched his college tape as a senior with Derek Dooley's offense, did Derek's system allow you to project a little bit easier to what you'll be asking
No. Honestly, I don't mean to it's kind of like when I evaluate a guy, I look at the day he started to the day he ended, and I try and see them grow as a player within their offense and how they mature and their strengths and their weaknesses. When you watch them from the first snap they ever took to the last snap, you really see which way they're trending and what their skill sets are and their strengths in that. Yeah, I think he had a little bit of a pro background that probably helped him. It gave him a new look at some things from a different perspective. But in the end, I think it was his total body of work and the lot of starts he had against the competition he had that was able to make the evaluation the way it was.
Besides scoring points, where have you seen that the offense has struggled as much as it has this year?
That's a good question. I mean, this last game, I think a lot of the things that have plagued us throughout the year kind of manifested themselves and were reasons we weren't able to score points. In the end, penalties have hurt us. They've stopped drives, a drop ball, a lack of execution, one guy here or there. And we just have, we're a young team and we're growing together. And, when you're going through this process and you're building something like that, sometimes those little things that you overcome when you're rolling, you don't overcome them. And they've set us back, and we haven't been able to stay on the field on third down. So those things have hurt us, and it's just a tough league. Every week's a new challenge. We've seen some really good defenses. It was on the road in bad conditions, and it challenged us, and we have to learn from it and grow as a group, as a staff, all of us.
What's your technique of deconstructing a game like that?
That's a good question. The process is really every week is the same as far as how you reflect back for me, and then how we do it as a staff. And Vic is really good in his messaging it with the team, and he's always said each game tells its own story, and he has his way of how he lays it out, and I've learned a lot from it. And usually can pinpoint a few things. The reality of it is we had a really good first drive, and one mistake, and it's not the mistake you guys are probably thinking of, the penalty, but one mistake before that led to the next mistake, which led to the next mistake. And each one of those plays could have bailed us out and would have led to a scoring drive. and yet we didn't pull it off. That's on us as coaches and players. We have to do it. We have to execute better. We have to teach them better. And that, when you lose those momentum in a low-scoring, windy, cold, grind-it-out type game, we were all trying to shorten the game when we didn't have the wind. You have to be at your best if you're going to be a playoff team and you're going to win against good football teams. And so that's what I looked at in that game. Like, hey, we want to be at this level. We're not there yet. This is why.
Has that been an issue, that the mistakes are clustered occasionally?
Yeah, I think, it's hard to get 11 guys to do everything right on every play. But when you have, when you're rolling and you've been together, a lot of times you overcome some of those things, and the good teams definitely do. Unfortunately, yeah, there's been a few times where, it's just, someone hasn't picked up on the next play to make it right. And that's what we had a 2nd and long on that first drive, and Tim Patrick was wide open and the ball got deflected. And it was just a little bit better technique by one guy, and all of a sudden we forget about the penalty, and those are the things that can snowball. So we got to learn from that, and we got to get better.
What's the healthy Juwan James allow you to do with your offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want Juwan back as soon as we can, and he's working to get there, but he's definitely a great player in this league, and, he's definitely an asset, and definitely need him as his talents and his abilities. That's why we brought him in here to help with pass protection and make us a better run team. I mean, that's what he brings to the table, and we're looking forward to getting him back as soon as we can.
What do you want to see from Noah Fant? What do you want to see from Noah Fant here in the next 5 games?
He not to play like a rookie, to play like a vet in this league and continue to get better and better. And I think he's shown that. He's just got to continue to trend the way he's been trending and make every play count. And you want to continue to. The last 5 games can mean a lot, and if you're trending the right way, that can carry you into your off season and can change you as an entire player. And I think he's headed that way. He needs to sustain that, and I think he's doing everything he can to do that.
With James, because he's played so little, are you still trying to discover what he does well and what blocks may work for him?
Not really. I mean, we evaluated him as a free agent, and Coop had him in Miami. So we feel like we know what he is and what he's capable of, and it's why we brought him here. The reality of it is he's got to be confident and healthy, and we know he can be a top tackle in this league, and that's what's most important at this point, getting him to that point.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Rich.